last challenge overall was good. If it's supposed to confuse me more, then it did its job well.
The last event was interesting in and of itself. The idea of it. I thought it was a very well thought out.
I can't believe all the thinking that Drew had to do to come up with. It was a really complex challenge with all the different groups doing things.
Almost like the game Telephone, we each had a different task, and what the person or group did before us affected what we were dealing with.
I like the fact that the teams were broken into smaller pieces so that when the process broke down, it was a little bit easier to find out where the culprit is.
I thought the last challenge was very ingenious. I think it's very difficult to tell if there was any sabotaging just because of the amount of mistakes that were made.
I thought the challenge was really good. I think, though, that the mole has shown themselves within this particular challenge. There were mistakes at 2 of the stations that we can decipher.
I thought it was good. It gave the contestants a lot of opportunities to sabotage, which we hadn't had before.
I don't have any more answers coming out of it than I did going into it. I really don't. It was set up to where you don't know if these are mistakes or if it's the mole manipulating the game. So Drew is stressing me out.
Maybe the first day they did nothing to screw with us.
Yeah, they build up some confidence in the team the first day to send off
That's my point to Lisa.
Suspicions.
The game is flawed if the mole doesn't have to try to sabotage events, at least at some point.
Right after the challenge, we were all coming back and everyone was like, what did your group do? No, what are you saying? And it was very chaotic.
If the mole tries to be a hero on the first day, all day long, the game is broken because it's a random. There's no way to determine who it is, and then it's just
that's the
random luck.
point of the
And I think
mole is
that
trying
that's
to make sure he's
broken.
never caught.
Oh yeah.
That's so if Drew's directions to the mole weren't specific, and he's leaving it for the mole to decide when and where, then it's not broken. It's that mole's decision. I can only assume that by now the mole has done something, be it actively during a test or after the test when we're all talking to throw suspicion on someone else.
So you guys have some more talking to do, I suppose, but I wanted to share this information with you. Here are your journals. You can come pick them up. I have some information maybe might be useful to write in your journals, maybe not. It's really up to you.
And she's like, I'll get it afterwards.
So Katie sure is first, you said? So I have a summary of all of the times that it took everybody to do everything and the order that they did them in. I know how much you guys like detail.
I could understand how maybe one of us would have missed tiles in our pie, but all 3 of us were missing 2, 2, and 1.
So that means the first group, which is Dan and Josh, one of them is probably the mole. Yeah.
It does. It looks
And
very
I think
suspicious
I
because
wrote,
all 3 of us were
is
missing
Dan
tiles.
so bitter
Say it
because
again.
he is the mole with no money motivation?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why don't I have money motivation?
Because if you're the mole, you don't win any cash. And that's why you're bitter.
Wow.
And maybe Dan is acting all bitter about, what's the motivation for the mole? Because he is the mole, and he's like, well, I'm not going to win any money. I don't know.
Sorry. Nobody's understanding that you have to take those letters individually. You've never said that.
Yes, we did.
I don't think you did because he's not getting.
We don't
That's
understand. Yeah, the running. We don't
See,
understand.
he's not understanding
Okay,
that. You have to take the letters individually.
Let me explain what happened.
People were calling out in the room, Dan's the mole or Josh is the mole, and it made a lot of people really look closely at Josh and I.
So the first word was like sugar cane. I go, dude, I'm a terrible speller. I'm not going to be able to keep track of missing letters and what we still need. I'll run. I'm a fast runner. Because you had to run all the way from outside, up the steps, around the corner, into the kitchen, stick it in the thing, and then sprint back to get the next letter.
The thing is a big mix-up because Dan and Josh gave us what, from our perspective, looks like we were missing 5 tiles altogether. Like they either spelled everything wrong or they gave us not enough tiles.
So he would start pulling letters. I would grab them, run them in to the point where I was coated in sweat and dying. And he's like, "That's okay. I've finished the word. There's only 4 tiles left." I'm like, "Okay, run." And then I would rest.
With Josh and Dan, and each of them ran letters up at different times, and each of them was spelling a word. They could have misspelled a word or not had enough letters, even though they thought they did.
And then the minute that word was done in the pie, we'd deliver the pie to you. Then we would start one by one drawing. They'd put them all back in there. One by one, we'd pull them out again, and he'd spell them for me. And then I would run them until I dropped.
So you didn't count how many, so you don't know how many you delivered?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I didn't even think to count. I mean, he's spelling, I ran.